Parshas Berasis, Tafshin Pei. Still going to talk a little bit about Sukkot. Sukkot can go away and not going to give us a remez in the beginning of Parshas Berasis. There's going to be some heavy loaded remazim. Don't have to take everything. Whatever you can digest, you digest. Whatever you cannot digest, leave it for another time. We're going to come over. But there's going to be a really heavy loaded, maybe we're not going to get to there. Who knows? All right, let's go start right away. The psukim. Actually, I'm going to talk about one pasuk. I'm going to give you a guideline about the shear. Where are we going with that? We finished a very, very heavy period of 52 days. We're going to finish it by Parshas Berasis. We're going back into the year. We're going to start saying Mashi Baruach Umerid Geshem from the first day, Bashmini Atzeres. In other words, the Chasadim are over. The summer is over. We're going into the Gvuras. Am Yisrael is not comfortable going into the Gvuras. Am Yisrael is never comfortable on the left side. But we have work to do on the right side and on the left side. And that's why there are seasons, and that's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the year the way he created it. However, we know that the Gvuras, oh, Mordechai, I have a present for you tonight. I hope you were not coming, but then I'm going to have to say it. The Gvuras is the closest part to the dinim. Any slip on the left side, and boom, punishment. And boom, tsaros. You know what? We are battered. Am Yisrael, we have 3,600 years battered like no one has ever been. We can't anymore. We need to be chacham. We're going to go into an area, we're going to have to keep our mind on our shoulders in order to navigate this Gvuras, because the more avodah we do in the Gvuras, the more repercussion it has, shefa it has from up there. The avodah in the Gvuras is much harder than the avodah in the Chasadim. When everything is good, it's a nice weather, everybody's happy. Not hard to be happy, Palm trees, beach, people like sand, people like this. It's easy. However, when you have dark days, no leaves on the trees, death all around, the world really looks dead in the winter. There's not really many people enjoying that, even though I heard some people enjoying it. Weird. But so we're going into that world, and we are going to do a full preparation for these Gvuras in a way that I can guarantee you with one thing, you beat them all. No tsaros. One thing. And that's where the shear is going today. The darkness. We're going into the darkness of the year. We're going to go down now in the belly of the Nachash, and we're going to start working and bringing back Nitzoitzes. It's dangerous. It's a dangerous place because the Nachash is going to try to seduce us. And we don't want to get too close to him. We feel a lot better when we're as far as possible from him. But here we have to go down and do our work. How do we prepare for it? How do we ensure our success? That's exactly where, the point I'm going to touch, and I'm going to show it to you from the psukim. It's not me. It's in the words of the psukim. Bereshis bara Elohikim es hashamayim ve'es haaretz. I'm not going to go much about this besides pointing out to you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words. V'ha'aretz haisa soihu bavoihu, and the land was like total mixed up. I'm going to speak about this. V'choshech al penei sehoim, and the choshech was on the sehoim. V'ruach Elohikim, and the ruach of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, according to the Midrash, is the ruach of the Mashiach. Merachefes al penei hamayim, was gliding on top of the water. Honestly, that's how the Mashiach has to do. Really, can't get something better to do. Gliding on the water. Yeah, you know, jet skis maybe also up there. You know, people like it. What's going on in this person? V'ha'aretz, what? Hoisa? What did we say about the oil? Yehi oil, future. You're telling me in the past, the land was, meaning the land was not created? The land is not a creation? You want to tell me that soihu, for whatever it means, what we're going to see, vavoihu, for whatever it means, and we're going to see, v'choshech, and obscurity, they were there already? That's totally unfair. The oil is created now, but these guys were there. What do you mean we're there? Only HaKadosh Baruch Hu preceded. He's the Matzil. He's a creator. All of them are creations. So when were they created? Why don't you tell me when were they created? And why were they created before? If I have time, I want to show you a game of words here. Soihu and Sehaim is the same, only what he has a man. So, because I don't get it here, I really have a big problem with this passage. V'ha'aretz, and the land, haisa soihu, okay, vavoihu, fine. V'choshech, if there's no light, what is there? Obscurity. The obscurity is a lack of light, right? In today's quantum physics, well, when you go out of our system, it's not true, but inside the system, it is true. Turn off the light at night in your bedroom, you'll see how dark it is. But, so why is the choshech only on the surface of the tehoim? What about inside? There's no choshech? Tehoim, we know what's in the tehoim. Tehoim is the place where all the evil spirits live. So, in essence, it's obscurity. So why do you tell me al penei hama? Well, now, all of a sudden, where is the water from here? We're in the first day. We're just beginning. Shamayim v'aretz. We're just beginning the creation. Then I go back to the first passage. Beraishis bara Elohikim es hashamayim ve'es haaretz. Okay, we know the ace includes all the ramifications of all their sub creations. So the Aretz was created on the first day. So why does he say here past? Why obscurity is not reacting like a normal creation? It has funny ways to react. It's only in certain places, but not where it should be. Why not? So I just want to show that the pasuk has been playing a game. If I have time, because in Sukkot we do mime, right? Gvuros geshamim. The rain comes through the gvura. Ata gibor le'olam Hashem mechaye meisim ata rav lehoishia. Gibor is mechaye meisim tal techia. He sends the dew of life. He sends the life to earth, which is the water, and so forth. but we're not talking about Mayim in here. So I understand this, the possibility of a hint, but if this puzzle came to describe me the creation of the world, I'm sorry, it's upside down. I don't see it. Let's start here, understanding, because we can see first thing the Torah does in Pashas Bereshit is play with the Choshech, the obscurity. Let's define what is Choshech according to the Torah, what its strength, what its weaknesses. And let's define then how can we get rid of it. You know, and Tzaddik Baretz Asher Yaseh Tov Velo Yechta. There's no one on earth that in this earth that's a living creature that can be a complete tzaddik and doesn't do chatayim. Nobody. So we all, in a certain way, kind of brushing off the choshech, and boom, we're getting burnt. So right away, we have to know it has to be a reflex. What do I do? What do I do? Sometimes you get a message from HaKadosh Baruch Hu through a weird health, issue. Something strange. I don't know. Woman is ready to give birth. The baby is upside down. The DC like this. I'm supposed to collect the what is called this lotto, whatever lotto it is. A big number, can't find the ticket. What do you mean you can't find the ticket? You can't lose a fortune with 8 zeros, something like this. It's impossible. You'll find it. But what is the message here? Automatically, right here, you need to stop. Hashem is speaking to you. It's not that you have a tsar of a tzara, you make it. The way you react to not controversy, but to antagonism, a little bit of a hop on the road, all of a sudden, you're a changed person. You're not anymore the collected person that has Hashem right on top of his head. You're a different person. I don't want to build a chaya. That's what you are. So what am I supposed to do? When am I supposed to listen to the message? If you remain collected, you will see the solution is always right up to your hand. This is only a message. The Gvura is the way of communicating between us and the upper world. I'll explain all this, but let's start the shir. Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer, I'm going to go briefly. I'm not going to expand on something. There's very few points that I want to expand on. And so like this, we have a good understanding of the choice of our actions now going into the winter, into Mashivaruach Umerida Geshem, into the Gvuras, and you have an understanding. It's the last day of Sukkot. What can we still do to save Sukkot and to save the year? All the midas of Sukkot only exist in Sukkot. Whatever you're going to take, a simcha from Sukkot is the only simcha you're going to have for the year. There's no other time in the year that, yes, there are other happy times in the year, but these happy times come on the account of Sukkot. Whatever, there are few midas on Sukkot that we take, which are huge for our life through the year. And we need to take them. And it's tonight is Hoshana Rabbah. For some, it's Tisha B'Av. For others, it's nobody scratched the surface, open a book to learn what it is. It's the Hoshana Rabbah means the big Yeshua. The Ria Kodesh writes that it's a time that's very mesuguldik for the Mashiach to reveal himself. Yes, those friedlich, you know, they come, they go, you know. I'll tell you how to stop them if you. But it's fine. It's fine. We all hope to have a good Gzardin, but I'm not going to lose my simcha of Sukkot because of those friedlich, you know. Nothing at all. Happen what happens. We have a mission. We are in a Yom Tov. We're gonna say still Yom Simchaseinu tonight. We said it, and tomorrow. You know, and we're gonna keep on saying Yom Simchaseinu through Shmini Atzeres. Shouldn't have a wrinkle on this. Okay, yes, it's great to say that there's an Indian that there's Malachim that come up with the Kvitler. You want me to tell you what's happening in Shemaim now? But there's Baruch who called the neshama of the Mashiach from the Heichal, it's Heichal Ahava, the highest Heichal in Shemaim, and he tells him, my son, get ready. Maybe I'm going to send you. Because in Tana de Eliyahu Navi writes, you think you want Mashiach? You have no clue. Hashem loves you more than you love your children. And he hopes so much for Mashiach, much more than you can ever dream, and for the building of the Beis Hamikdash Ashlishi. So it's not like we're the only one that wants on one side. Every time is a Mesugel Dikazman is huge in Shemayim too. The neshama of the Mashiach is preparing itself. Maybe Am Yisrael will do tshuva. Maybe it's going to be misguided tonight. So let's keep the big point and let's stop looking at the fringe stuff. So tonight we're going to go really on a big highway, very large, and its main goal. We all know the Torah start with the base from Bina, and I'm not going to go into it. Chachma, Bina. It's a base. The base is open on one side. Says Rabbi Eliezer HaGodol, the Rebbe of Rabbi Akiva. Hashem said, I left the fourth side open because if someone comes and say he's a God, I closed three sides. Close the fourth. Can you? Can you close the fourth? You cannot. You're not a God. Because a God does it. He says also that east is called Mizrach because the dew and the bracha comes from the east. Mizrach, Misham Zayreach. The oil comes from the Mizrach, right? You see the oil coming from the Mizrach. On the south, so I'm going to go around like this. On the south, you have the bracha because Chachma is in the south. I'm going to go quick on this because where's the Choshech? In the back, in Ma'arav. Where do Arabs present themselves to? To the Ma'arav. You see the difference. They don't have the same God. They have a God of darkness. We have a God of light to the east. Daria Kodesh says, because the truth is, we could have asked a simple question on this whole creation. A person goes to Shemaim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, my son, look, you have done this and this and this. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's not my fault, it's yours. What? Yes. Who told you to create the darkness? Why did you create them? Put me in the world with the tzaddikim, and there's no evil and nothing. You would have seen, I would have been a tzaddik too. Hashem says at that point, my son, I wanted you to earn it. The Ria Kodesh in Mevosharim explains on this that the whole purpose of the Bria is to have schar and oinish. Merits, to deserve a reward, to deserve the salary you're going to get after the Olam Haba, and punishment for those who didn't listen. That's the whole purpose of this world. Therefore, you have Or and Choshech. You're in the middle. You decide where you want to go. And not only this, I'm just going to brush this because it's going to come up soon on the Shir on Shabbos, and you're going to understand finally a huge area in Pashas Vayishlach to the end, that the Torah takes space, to write the names of the kings of Esau. Who cares about those kings? The same way in the dream of Yaakov, we've learned that Akudim, Nekudim, Uvrudim, the tainted ships that he was saying moving in his dream, it's the previous worlds. Okay, we've learned it from the Ari. We're going to learn that these 7 kings plus the last one, it's going to be the breakage that happened in the previous world and the remedy. Olam atoihu, olam atik. This is what it comes to teach us. I'm coming back to the real world. We're going to go just talk about generalities here. Or choshech. This is the purpose of the world. If you take Or and choshech and you calculate the gematria, Or is 207, choshech 328, 207, 328 equals 541. Lachem equals what?
Amos.
No, 541, not 441. Yisrael. You see what's the purpose of a Jew? The purpose of a Jew is predefined already in the creation of the world. We make it right. We got to make the choshech disappear. The choshech can only leave through the nitzoitzes they're getting from the Kedusha. Everybody lives from the Kedusha. Nobody can live from the tomb. Impossible. It dies. So when we bring back all the nitzoitzes, there's nothing left. This is the merachefes. Marapach. The Dari HaKadosh says this is a remez of the 288 nitzoitzes that fell at that time. Just wanted to open a parenthesis here. Now, let's try to understand. If I want to fight the choshech, I better know what it's made of. I can't go into the choshech and fight an opponent I know nothing about. But it would be stupid. So the Zohar HaKadosh reveals how Earth was created. HaKadosh Baruch Hu took a handful of snow from under the Kisei HaKavod, threw it in the waters, and in turn into land. Afar. Interesting, yeah? Water, land. But let's not go into now, if we go a little bit deeper, I need to explain that part because it's very, very acidic to understand what we're going to say afterward. We have, in order to create the worlds below, so we have the Ein Sof. Okay, we all know that. For those who learn on Shabbos, you know that by heart. I'm talking to the others. We have the Ein Sof, the light of the Ein Sof. When the light of the Ein Sof shines, we know nothing can exist under it. It's too bright. When you see someone in the brightness, he disappears. So you can make someone disappear. Al Pi Kabbalah, you can say, shame, you don't see me anymore. Why? Because basically, the light around me is going to shine in a way. I'm still here, but you don't see me. Because the light can only see a spectrum. The eye can only see a spectrum of light. And after that, he's blinded. He cannot see. So Then Hashem put filters. Atik Yomin, Arichanpin, Abba, Ima, Za, and Malchus. In order to filter the light and make more matter, so the light shouldn't be so pure, and matter should mix into the light in order to create us. And he works exactly the same way up there as he works down here. So when Chochmah and Bina made the Yichud, like, I'm going to image it like a normal, like in this world. A father, a mother, they want to procreate. You need a tipa from the father, a tipa from the mother. They get together, boom, automatically you have a pregnancy, and 9 months later, you have a child. At that time, there was no, the world was imperfect. Why was it imperfect? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu decided it that way, so in order to give us a job to do, to accomplish. HaKadosh Baruch Hu could have created the perfect of the perfect world, but then we have no job, so it's imperfect that. In order, can you believe if human had nothing to do, the Midrash says, why the Dora Mabul was choite? Because the fruits were never rotting if you left them on the trees, or if you leave the wheat attached to the ground. The wheat were huge. They only had to work to sow the field once every 40 years. These people became crazy. They started looking out to other occupations. Money meant nothing at that time. Every time they used to go and take out, to harvest in the yard, salads, there were gems coming out of the ground also. Meaning things were growing out of the ground, not only salads, because when there's a bracha, oil, also other expensive stuff like the gems. So they had money meant nothing. So what did they have to do? We all know what they've done. So the perfect world, to have a human living in there and to have the Bnei Yisrael living in there, it has to be a world which is incomplete in terms of, because to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he could have completed himself, in order to enable us to complete it. Like a son playing on the field with his father, the father pretending he runs after him, the kid makes a touchdown. He really thinks that he did it in himself. The father knows he led it. That's exactly the situation we're in. So we have to put a grain of salt, in our thought. We're not great. We're not accomplishing anything. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is taking us by the hands, and he's driving us exactly where we have to work, because we don't even know where our work is. So when these two tipas were made, they were incomplete. There were a side of them that was not good, and it fell. And from there started fire. Again, even though we're talking about the Chochmah and the Bina, the Yud K on his own name, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, put something that needed to go down for us to bring up. And when it came down, because it's incomplete, it went down, and this is what's going to create all the mayhem, all the suffering, all the tsaris of Bnei Israel. All come from that moment. What happened? Chochmah had some refuse, because it's higher than Bina. So it has some refuse. Soiless. No, nothing much, just a little bit. For those who understand, it was in a Nehi of Chachma, the back came down. When it's Bina, he went up to Chagat. So just to tell you, because he was hard. So, and for the others, so one had refused a little bit of impurities, and Bina had Zahama. I mean, how would I translate that? For those who need to have it translated. Someone tells me?
Impurity?
Zahama. How do I translate Zahama in English? Something disgusting.
Yeah.
Huh?
Impurity?
No,
Filth?
impurity is psoilus.
Filth?
Huh?
Filth.
Filth. That's right. That's a good word. Filth.
Pollution.
So we had filth. So we have psoilus and zoihama. Psoilus and zoihama created us something. Toihu and boihu. Wow. Now we're starting the other side taking shape. So meaning there was no other side. There was no dark side. It was just a side that was and from the impurity and the filth of these two tipus, it was taking shape. Across the aisle from there, HaKadosh Baruch Hu put two of his names. One against Toihu is the Shem Shakai, Shin Dalet Yud. And against Boihu, which is from the Chachma, it's only impurities, he put the name Tzevakis. For those who understand, the Midas here, we're talking about Hoid and Yesoid. And if you think impurities is not much, look at the pasuk in Daniel. Vehoidi nepach olai lemashlis. My heart, my sublime, whatever it's called, turn on me as a killer. When the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed, right? And Yerushalayim abnuya, it was the midah of Hoid, only because of the impurities. They didn't transgress they didn't go all the way down. They touched the impurities, here and there. Like the Dora Mabu. They knew they were big neshamas. They were all talking Lashon HaKodesh. They all knew Torah. They were thieves. Yeah, no, they were not thieves. According to Chesed Mishpat here, they were not thieves. They were stealing less than a pruta at the time, in order not to be Chayil B'Gzela, because they knew the din. If you steal a pruta, you're Gazan, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will punish. Here, they were stealing less. See, here also in the Beis Hamikdash, they became Chachamim, we don't go into the Tehillim, but the boy who a little bit of impurities, that very place you went to and thought you'll be safe there, that's the place that turned around on you without any mercy. And in contrary, with tremendous achzarius, and destroyed the city of light, the Beis Hamikdash, the house of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that even Nebuchadnezzar was scared, was dreading. 3 years he heard the Bas Koil every night in his room telling him, go to Yerushalayim, I'm giving you the city in your hand. He says, oh God, I know you. I used to be the general of Sancherib. I know how you took care of the whole army. 1 million people. Out of all the 1 million people, 5 remained alive. 3 died afterwards, Sancherib and his 2 sons. And remained Belshazzar, the another general, and no, it's Balazan, and Nebuchadnezzar. The other one became Jewish, became a ger when he saw HaKadosh Baruch Hu does, and Nebuchadnezzar became Nebuchadnezzar. Look how fearful he was from the Kedusha. And he was darkness. Babel was darkness. So these are the beginning of the clippers. We understand that when the impurities left, the oil came out from the tips. So from these droplets, this is the source of the light, and this is the source of the darkness. The darkness was placed in the north, where the world is open. You want to come out of the world of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, door is open, just walk, keep on walking, and you're going to see what happens. Now, when this darkness was created, what are the components it was created with? So the Zohar says 4 fires. A fire black, which is the worst, terrible. When this one comes, so there's 4 levels basically to go down. There's 4 worlds Abiyah, there's 4 worlds in the Choshech. You understand these are the parallel worlds. And as a person goes down in there, when he reaches the 4th, he's being burnt to ashes, cease to exist in both worlds. Chorus in the Olam Hazeh, chorus in the Olam Haba. So just for you to know, there's a black, there's a red, green, and white. That's it. We don't need to know. This is what the Choshech, we would think there would be no light. No, Choshech is made of light. Because from this tipus is light coming. Even the impurities of the Chokhmah is a tremendous light. Choshech is going to use his light for the bad. That's what makes Choshech. Choshech is not obscurity. Choshech is the essence of using the good for the bad. That's when a person falls into the Choshech. So people think, I am doing this and no, I'm having fun. Look, no big deal. I'm having fun. Yeah, you're using the good. Nobody say you're not having fun. Yes, doesn't mean you're not in the darkness. You are in the darkness because you're using the good to make bad. I would like to show you something to just crystallize this so you're going to understand it and never lose it. Because, I told you a lot of things. We had 4 generations. Yeah, those who with me in the share know this by heart. Enosh, big neshamas, Mabul, Haflaga, Sedoim. There's no more neshamas besides the neshamas of these 4, say Daria Kodesh, of these 4 generations. And all we are is breakdowns of these big neshamas, and we try to correct one of the bad things they've done. That's why the Bnei Israel went to Mitzrayim. That's where they were in the Gilgul of the son of Lavan. That's why, and that's why, and that's why. The rest. We speak about this for already a year. Four generations. It says, when Moshe Rabbeinu went up to Shamayim, it says, V'ha'ar bo'er ba'esh. 1. Choshech, Anan, Va'arafel. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many olas on the breeze? 4. How many oilamas? Atzilus, Beria, Yetzirah, Asiyah? 4. What's going on? This is the essence of a standing and making a choice between light or darkness. If we take this, the 4 generations that didn't understand equals 668. Equal Midas Adin with the 4 Galuyas. In other words, when we don't do and when we copy their ways, there's only one outcome: go loose. Because right away the Midas Adin comes on us, and we get Bavel, we got it, Madai, Yavan, the Greeks, Edom, and we innate. There we go. What did they do these 4 generations? What was the chet? Let's not talk on the what seem outside. Let's talk about the philosophy, understand going inside what triggered them to act the way they acted. That's much more interesting, and that's what we're going to take with us. What did they do? They did one thing. The word is called meriva. I'm not saying meriva, beni ubencha, even Abraham used that word a few times in the Torah. Whenever you see that word is a composed word. It's called riv ma. This is the fight with Hashem. This is the same fight Paro did, Bilam, Balak. They all think, they all failed. I have a better one. Okay, for those who don't know, Ma equals Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey in full. Okay? So it's a read on the very essence of where HaKadosh Baruch Hu created this world. That's why we have it expanded. That's Meriva. Now, let's go a little bit higher. What's the outcome when someone gets into a Meriva? Meriva equals 257. Does it remind you something, this number? You should know it. You should. That's a number you should know. 256, 257 equals it's each other. You got right. That's how we use Yom Kippur. That's where we do the Shechita, 3 times Elohim, all the dinim. Someone goes into a Meriva, the fact you're going into a Machlokes, you're already fighting with Hashem. You're not allowed to go into a Machlokes. Okay, what's the solution to it? How do we temper? How do I go out of it? Oh, I forgot to tell you, because we're going to get there soon. Charan with the Kedol. Same concept. Same concept, beloved. And so how do we temper it? You remember what we do to the animal to release the Gilgul? What the Ari HaKadosh says in Tamei HaMitzvahs of Pashas Ekev, Hashchita equals 336 plus the Kedol. Equals 3 times. Instead of having Elohim, all the time we do this to temper the dinim, Yud Ke Vav Ke, Elohim. That tempers the dinim. Those who already know a little bit of Kavanas, you know that Yud Ke Vav Ke Elohim equals Yaboik, Mara Yaboik. So you know Hashem Anenu B'Yem Pareinu, you know what to think. Okay, so anyway. So you have Hashem, Elohim on the other side, Hashem Elohim in the middle, Rachamim. So now we have these people were in Meriva. They were fighting HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They decided, like the Bnei Elohim, when they came down, they said, we are gods. As an Azar, we know what they've done. We had a shir on this. Now, if we take Meriva plus the let's say, you trust me, this is what they've done. So these four, they started going to the darkness through fighting. What have they done? How can we read? How can we predict the outcome in actions that these people will do? You say, oh my gosh, these guys are hijibijis, you know, they can predict, they can see, no. No. Everything is extremely mathematical, symmetrical, and logic in this world. If you do this, I can tell you what's going to happen and what you're going to do. You're going to think, oh, this guy, no, it's so simple. Let me show you. This equals to 925. Sorry, I wrote 25. 925. This equals to the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shakai, which is in the Yesod, Tzevakes, which is in Midas Hoid, which is the guardian of the north. The last guardian before you the last guard before you go out of the world. This one has a stick. It says, don't go out. He's going to try to talk to you, you know, harshly. He's not trying to be harsh to punish you. He is so concerned that you should not cross that frontier because it's very hard to come back. So we have Tzevakes. Then we have in the center, the Yud Kei. My keyboard, sorry, has problem. That's why sometimes when I tap, you read my typing, it's missing. This keyboard, I have Yud Kei Vav Kei, and we have Eloik. Knowing all the midas of these shemis, I can tell you. Shakai, it's the Yesod. We know that they all did the Yesod. Tzevakes is in the Hoy. It's all going to be on the side of the money. They're going to be, they're not going to be trustworthy. They're going to be scammers. They're going to be what was I going to say? Thieves, you know, but no ethic. That's the box. Yud Kei Vav Kei, I'm in the center. I know my midas. I'm in the Tiferes. Tiferes is glamorous. I want to be on the outside. They're gonna do everything to show dirt on the outside. What were they doing? The midrash say they were copulating at animals outside. And Elohim, exactly like Paro. I don't want to know Hashem. Leave Hashem in the Bina up there. Leave Hashem up there. We want to do what we want. That's how they had a day, the day that Yosef remained alone with the wife of Potiphar in the house. They all went for the huge party, like in Machshemam, those guys did it in last Simchas Torah. You know, they had these huge party days, and who knows what they were smoking and which kind of mushrooms they grow there or whatever. And they were doing things. What were they doing things? The big thing, it was the day of the year. Everybody was there. That was that, but they got, look how they turned everything upside down, inside out in terms of that. Why they do that? In order to remove the Shem of the mothers. They want the Sitra Achra to be in charge because there's no punishment then. You guys do what you want, as much schmutz. Exactly what the UN wants to do here, and it is exactly what they do in Davos, in the that castle they go to. They worship the Moilech. Yes, the Moilech, when they kill humans and burn them and do, you know, like the Indian used to do to Shiva and so forth. This is what's happening there today. Yes, in our time of light and everything, because stupid are the people who think that we only acting in the world below. No, we acting in the world up there. the world below is a consequence. What's happening to me in the world below, it's a consequence of what I sent up there. And then know that the removable parts, and they still think these Reshaim that are exactly the children of the Dora Flaga and the Dora Mabul, they still have that mentality, these Illuminatis. And they think they can change the world, bring the Choshech instead of the Or. Because a stain on a cloth appears only if it's light, if there's light. If you put Choshech, nobody has nothing to say. Oh, now we respect each other, we're not judgmental, we know this. No. You have it the wrong way, because in the light also it says don't judge your friend. Why? Because you have to love him, and you cannot love him if you're becoming judgmental. That's the way of taking him through the light. But once you take it through the darkness is walk, DEI, all the mishugasin, but this has a purpose. When you see this, my alarms are going crazy. People fall for it because it feels good. But it feels good to do a lot of bad things. But that's not the chesed from the right. That's the chesed from the Sitra Achra. Someone who fell there, there's no way back to him. Let's keep on. Yaakov Avinu told them the magical sentence that the Goyel, when it's going to be time for you to come out of Mitzrayim, is going to say what? Pakoid pakati eschem. He has to say those words. The Midrash, in the snare, you can see it according to the Pshat that Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu these words. I'd like to ask you a question. Because the Midrash, he went to the Sanhedrin right away and he told them this. So the Sanhedrin knew it, right? Pakoid pakati. You have to say those words. Menachem, do you pay attention to these words I'm saying? Just want you to know. Pakoid. What's pakoid? It's kapad.
Yes.
Okay, so you know the game of word here. Pay attention, because here the depth in these words, haven't reached it yet. So he comes and he says, Pakoid pakati eschem. You know me, I like the pshat. I have nothing wrong, but I have a lot of questions. My head always generates questions. The Sanhedrin knew that secret. The 12 tribes knew the secret. They told it to their children to their children. So you're going to have a bad time in Mitzrayim, but one day someone will come and say, what prevented them to have a fake Mashiach, a fake Goyer? Everybody knew it in Am Yisrael. It's got to say, Pakot Pakati. What? You come with words and you're the Goyer? Maybe you heard it. Maybe your Rebbe taught you this in the Cheder. Maybe, what do I know? Maybe your father, Amram, taught you this. Because Shevet Levi was keeping the tradition. So you're a lady and you come, you tell me you're the Goyer? Me, I would scratch my head. And I would say, you know what? I'm not that sure, my friend. So, all of a sudden, Moshe Rabbeinu came with these words. What's hidden in these words? The light. He told them, I'm going to give you the secret of the light. And I'm going to show you that I will remove the choshech with my light. Can't explain you everything in these words. But please trust me. Look at this. You will still understand with that. But there's a much mathematically, it could, sorry, this keyboard is giving me. So they came fighting HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Meribah. Moshe Rabbeinu said, I'm going to tell you what they've done, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to remove. Pakoid Yivkoid Elohim Eschem equals 920. He had to give the Sanhedrin the Soyd of Choshech, which is Mitzrayim, which is the Shibud, which is the Kura Barzel, the hard work. And he had to tell them how, with this here, where it's hinting the Geula, which shemes of the Geula are hinted in that pasuk, with which he's going to take the choshech and make him run away from this world, go hiding in the Gehenna. I'm going to take this, and I want to pause for an instant and give you where in, so I'm almost going to bridge it now with Sukkot and show you the light verses, so you will understand very clearly. You will have something within, you could repeat it in an hour. It's an accordion I give you. You can basically repeat it in 10 minutes, or you can repeat it, as you want, in 1 minute. We have 4 fires in Pashas. Every time these fires, by the way, these fires lead up the Gehenna, okay? And, but I don't want to go to expand too much in details here. I just want to remain focused so everybody knows that everybody goes partially through Gehenna every day. And everybody wants to know, okay, I may not become Musk in wealth. I may not become Trump. I may not become this, but I could become a Ben Yisrael to whom HaKadosh Baruch Hu promised Parnasa. HaKadosh Baruch Hu promised, we are. Remember, Yisrael is a holy name. Yisrael, sorry, I made a mistake. It's a holy adjective. Yisrael is not a name. Yaakov is a name. Yisrael is an adjective. We are not born Yisrael. We are born sons of Yaakov or the sons of Israel, but we are not Yisrael ourselves. Yisrael, it's, I told you before, it's 541, it's Or and Choshech. But if you take all the 10 spheres, Keser takes the first letter, Chaf, Chachma, Ches, Bina, Beis, Chesed, Ches, Gvura, Gimel, Tiferes, Staf, Netzach, Nun, Hoid, Hey, Yesoid, Yud, Machus, Mem, equals 541. Yes, we hear Or and Choshech, yeah, but it means that we have the power with the Or to beat up the Choshech and finish our job. That's the power we have. So when we have it, Sarah, when we feel the Gehinnom,
Yeah, you can make me sure.
Can someone close the microphone, please? Yeah. When someone has this happening to him in his life, at that point, he has to realize that he's being triggered. And what do I have to do? Can be difficult. We're not asking everybody to be a hiji-biji and a baba together, at the power of Baba. No, nobody has to be this. We have to be simple Jews. Avraham Avinu says to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ve'anoichi afar va'efer. A Jew doesn't grow like this. He grows like this, down. The more he learns, the less he should feel. To the point that, he is afar va'efer. Why afar va'efer? I'm always going sidetracked. But on this, these are the only 2 mediums that something can grow in there. You want a Yeshua? You want something? You have to be a medium where you have to be a Kli. What is the Kohen doing before because Kohanim? He makes Bnei Israel a Kli. Otherwise, he can bring as much shemen as he wants. How much holy oil from up there, which is the bracha down here. What are you going to do? Oh, you're going to have a little bit of oil on the hands. But the Kohen poured out dozens of gallons on your hands because you need them. What are you going to do now? Well, you lost them because you're not a Kli. So the avoid of the Kohen is to make you a Kli. But a person has to realize what happened. I have the Or, I have the Choshen. What did I touch? What happened? I can define exactly which midah, is going after me, and what do I have to do? What was the main avodah in the Beis Hamikdash when we had the Beis on Sukkot? Water, chesed. But do you see the correlation here? We are going into the year and the Gvuras Geshamim, but we precede our avodah in order to be ready where we're going. It's like someone who's going to cross or is going on a journey, and he knows he's not going to find kosher food. What does he do? He prepares his kosher food with him. So also here in Sukkot, we're going to work on water. David HaMelech says in capital Kuf Chav Dalet, with the Goyim, all they have in mind is how to be Metzayah the Bnei Israel, make them suffer. It's not enough. They belittle us, they steal us, they take our land, they judge us, with a level of stupidity that everybody should realize that when you say Israel is unjustified, they're pushing on the thing on the Gaza, you guys are talking with such stupidity that it's not even funny what you say. It's not even funny. Yeah? 3,000 were killed in America. You guys carpet bombed and killed hundreds of thousands. You come to us and talk to us. Frenchies have killed millions. English have killed millions. They colonized the world. These murderers, they still have the knife in their head, soaking with blood, and their head still red with blood, dripping, with blood. And they say, oh, you're not a good guy. You're a killer. You're a killer. We're a killer. Look at your hands. And you dare talk. I mean, honestly, it's a level of, it's ridiculous what they're doing. But they want to make it the norm that it doesn't work anymore. Hashem closed those doors that people accept this. It doesn't work anymore. It doesn't stick. The UN, for me, it's reaching a level. That's the head of the Choshen. So we started working, and David HaMelech told us something. A huge yesod. When Mayim Hazedoinim Azai Avar Al Nafshenu Hamayim Hazedoinim. It's not only the goof inside your nefesh. It almost takes your life away. When you have a tzar like this, you have something called the turbulent waters, white waters. You have no menucha. You have nothing. I'm telling you. I'm going to go to the core. This equals 270. This equals to charada, fears, anguish. When you're not feeling good, everything is dark around. When you go toward the goyim, you trigger the jealousy. This is what they want to do. Basically, you're the one, we come out of Sukkot, now you feel good, I've done in Sukkot, I'm going to take the lead, I'm going to do and the whole Sukkot during Yom Tov, you had project in your head and you think I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, everything will fail. But you don't know that yet. In Sukkot, we come to the Beis Hamikdash. We come to like my son told me tonight, like the vote from Rabbi Victor Miller, it's the only place HaKadosh Baruch Hu is called Adoin. come and get a refreshment here. Who's the master of all this? You're not the owner of the land. You're not nothing. HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes everything. Mayim azedoinim, when you try to take the lead, you have anguish. You're going to have anxiety. Now, if you go to the right side, to the good side, you have to still remain in Ananei HaKav. You see now, the year, we're going to start with the water, everything, and you can take your sukkahs with you. Why do we do this on a cycle of 7 days? So every day has the Ananei HaKavod, and I can take them up with me during the year. And that's what Yaakov Avinu did. Yaakov Avinu told Esau, Im Lavan Garti. What does Rashi say? Rashi says that accomplish the Taryag mitzvahs. Garti letters Taryag mitzvahs. That's a lie. That's a lie. There's no one of you, none of me, none of the previous generations, a single Ben Israel, since Moshe Rabbeinu, that can accomplish Taryag mitzvahs. Not that I'm belittling them, chas v'shalom. Chas v'shalom. I'm a Israel. Can I do the mitzvahs of a Kohen? I cannot. I cannot. As a Levi, can you do the mitzvahs of the Israel? You cannot. And the Kohen, you cannot. It's part of the Taryag mitzvahs. Too bad. So how can Yaakov Avinu, Titen emes leYaakov, Yaakov, his midah was never to let his mouth say something bad. Never. What does the Midrash says when Yaakov heard this? Right away, Midrash Rabbah, right away, Esav started crying. He saw it, said, "Well, you're crying." I says, "Because now I can tell you, Yaakov is going to overpower us. He's going to give us spankings. We cannot do anything against him." He did the Taryag mitzvahs. How did he do the Taryag mitzvahs? Okay, those who learned the Jewish on Sukkot know the answer very quickly. Machzor Vitri says, mitzvah Sukkah is keneged Taryag mitzvahs. The mitzvah of Sukkah, when we do it completely, we're accomplishing the Taryag mitzvah. So it's possible. Let me explain you the soy, which I didn't want to write in the Drush. It says when Yaakov left Esav, he went the first pasuk, the Yaakov nosa Sukkoisa. Where did Yaakov travel? To Sukkot. Okay, there's a place like this in Israel called Sukkot. Oh, great. Vayaslo, whatever the lashon is, I have the lashon in the thing. I don't want to go back and forth. Time is just critical now. He made to himself a bais, a house. Ulmiknehu asa sukkos, and to his flock he made sukkos. Alkein kara lamakem haze sukkos. That's the reason why he called that place sukkos. I mean, do you see the contradiction between the beginning of the pasuk and the end of the pasuk? The pasuk starts by telling us he traveled to that place called Sukkot, cold, past. And at the end of the pasuk, he tells us that he is, I'm calling it Sukkot. Why? Because he made Sukkot for his flocks. So why did he make a bais for him? This is the soide soidos I'm going to give you in here. It's huge. Huge. If I have time, I'll give you another one of Yehuda with the strength of Yehuda where he came from, but already that is huge. No, if you make sukkah in sukkahs, you only make Kaim the tzibur. You didn't make Taryag mitzvahs. If sukkah during the year becomes your habitation, your house, you have Taryag mitzvahs. Bais, he made a house to himself. Well, Yaakov started building a house for, do you think you built a house in one day? No, he didn't build a house. So what is called it bais? Bais equals 412. Like the mazala ilah, the upper mazal of the Bnei Israel, noitzer chesed. Noitzer chesed. That's where Yaakov was under the whole time. Once you're able to reach there, Choshech comes your way. Worse Choshech than Esau, which is the Ari HaKodesh of the Zohar says, he is the Keser of the Sitra, the highest level of Choshech. Yaakov had to take a sword out to win him. The whole time Esau was crying. Kodesh Baruch Hu did his own. He made his neck as marble, and he lost his teeth. Malachim were hitting him. Okay, the pasuk doesn't say it, but look at the midrash. Until he talked politely to Yaakov, and he understood that by the time Yaakov was saying to his brother, my brother, he had no one man left. They all took off out of fear, charada, from the Kedusha. Yaakov didn't do anything. He had young children, his wives, in groups. Nothing he has done. He was attached to Noitzer Chesed. It's not like this that we work horizontally. It's vertically that we work. We send to Noitzer Chesed, the light comes down, the Choshech goes away. Now, what's the chokhmah? We're going through the year. Where a person should attach himself. I'm not going to give you the other side. It's too late. I'm going to finish on this. Shlomo HaMelech said in Mishlei, Reshis chokhmah yiras Hashem. The beginning of intelligence. You want to be a chacham? Be yiras Hashem. I can prove you, and I'll prove you this on Shabbat through 10 ways. The Choshech has only effect till the Yud base mazalos. Yud base tam mazal equals toihu boihu in milu. In other words, I don't want to go into this, just trust me. Only to the 12 mazalos. Above is above. What's above? The beginning of the Chokhmah. How much is Yira Shamayim? 1001. 13 times Mazel. The Mazel that controlled all the Madolos. That vote is from the Command HaKodesh. The Mazel, the 13th Mazel that controls the other Mazals. That's what it is. So when a person is in the year, he has to go home to Noitzer Chesed. He has to go into the bites. Why? Because Bechokhmah Yivne Bais. A house is but Yaakov, what he means, he built himself a bais. He went to learn. He went to Chokhmah. He went to learn Torah. With this, you burn a bais. The proof is, David HaMelech says, Al mei menuchos yenah haleini. This whole mizmor is like Gam ki elech begates al maves. What is gates al maves? Is the valley of the Gehinnom. The Zohar teaches gate is the sun. Directly, the top of the clip is on you. Tzal maves is the malach maves. What's the key? Even when I'm there, al mei menuchos, on calm water. It's always this water, huh? Always this water that we had in Sukkot. What is mei menuchos? What's the gematria of mei menuchos? 554. I'll show it to you because this one is extremely important, and I'm finishing on this. Too bad for the other. Bechokhmah Ibanei bais. How do I build my house with the Chokhmah? 554 equals May Menucha. It's written Chaser, the first one. May Menucha. That's how I go. You want to be out? Take Sukkot with you. Now, don't go, oh, I have to be Hamish on Simchas Torah. I have to do Hoilulus, meaning if you don't feel that you killed yourself or you went against your will, then you didn't do it. You're sick in your mind and you need therapy. You need really true therapy. A Jew, the contrary, is relaxed. He does things calmly. He has a natural simcha coming in when he does those mitzvahs. Anything that's against the grain and you're pulling on the brakes, you have to know, my friend, you're in the wrong direction. Oh, after stated Simchas Torah to 3 p.m. pretending at was a song there? Okay, I wasn't gonna make it's a pasuk in Tema, so I'm not gonna say that. Kadosh Baruch Hu shows me not to joke. But no, it's written nowhere in halacha, these things. Yes, we can do a little bit of a simcha, it's Simchas Torah, still Simchas Yanta. Still have a chiyuv, chatzi lachem, chatzi lashem. Doesn't say a mitzvah, get drunk, it's not shikar. There's no Haman and Mordechai here. I think you're in the wrong place in the year. You have to be keeping your senses, have a bigger simcha and simchas Torah because we completed the Torah one more time in us. We don't know what it does to an neshama, but it's huge. And that's the simcha we have. And we're restarting another cycle. And that's it. There's an Indian episode to do 7 akafis to resend chesed again to the because in Simchas Torah the 7 chasadim to the teva, which is the malchus. And my friend, let's sit down and learn. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen. Yes.